Hello, class. My name is Johanna Castillo, and I'm going to be talking about starting a mission church. My husband and I came to Rosarito, Mexico, and after being in Mexico for a few years, and God put it in our heart to help start the mission church. It is not an easy project, um, especially when you don't have any outside help. It's not the same as actually being a missionary where you get funds from the U.S. or other people to come and to help you. Um, we had to go back and forth from Tijuana and here in Rosarito, so it was a little difficult. But the Lord was always there with us to help us, and we had other people that had the same a burden that we did for souls here, and so they helped us a lot. um, but Mission Church pretty much is a daughter work in a different place. um, we did have the mother church was in Tijuana, but the pastor pretty much left everything to us, where we had to evangelize, and we had to go out and reach souls, and it was our job to pray and to minister and really to do everything from scratch. So it was very different, very difficult, but um, where there is a will, there's a way. So um, the main thing that we had to do was focus on the souls and what the community needed here. In every place that you go to, the need is not going to be the same. Um, Sometimes people are drawn to music, other people are drawn to how a person speaks. They can be different things that need, and maybe there's a lot of children in the community. And so if you do outreach for children or children's church, then you can bring more people in. Or sometimes it's with young people and having different concerts and maybe a soccer tournament or different things that would draw them in, and so that they can come to the knowledge of Jesus, because there's still young people and families who don't really know about God, have never really heard the name of Jesus Christ. So it's still very important to really reach out, but we have to really focus on what the community needs. And one thing that we also learned is that evangelism takes on an identity of it in its own way. It's not always the same. A lot of people think of evangelizing as just going out and knocking on doors, but it's a lot more than that. Um, Evangelism is sharing Jesus with everything that you do. With Jesus, he did not um, knock on doors per se or pass out tracts. He lived the word, and people were able to feel that love and feel drawn to him because of who he was. And so that's how we need to be now. And a lot of times it's hard, but um, if we really come to know who Jesus is and we let him shine forth, then that is the greatest evangelism that we can do, is really be the Jesus that people see today and this time. So a lifestyle of evangelism, just the way that you live, you can let that come out, and people can really see um, who Jesus is. One thing that I have told my children and other ladies in the ladies ministry is, if you can see Johanna and you don't see Jesus, then something's wrong. So our goal in life, or at least my goal, is for people to see Jesus in me. Because if they don't, then there's things that I need to get right. And another thing is that you can't just win people just by how you live. You have to practice what you preach. So you can practice it, but you also need to preach it. So, um, living the way that Jesus wants us to live, giving, um, and telling people our testimony, telling people what God has done for us, and His healing power, and what the name of Jesus can do, and how it can transform your life. And those things that those are things that other people cannot share the way that you can, because your testimony is only yours. So that is something unique to every person. No one else has gone through exactly what you've been through. Maybe something similar, but your testimony is unique and it's yours. So we all have the obligation to share it, because we have no idea how it can touch somebody's life and how it can really help them to reach out to Jesus. Another thing that my husband and I had to figure out is how to keep the souls in the church and help them um, find their ministry. So when we started, um, I would sing and do the worship service, and then I would go teach Sunday school, and then I would come out again and then serve the food, and just trying to do everything myself. And I had really had to learn how to delegate and how to look for other ministers and other people that can really help me, and find other teachers for the Sunday school, find other musicians that could help. Um, of course, it doesn't all come at one time. It's a process, but so now our church has grown to 0 to 100. So now we have ushers and deacons, and have a ladies ministry, a youth ministry, a men's ministry. Um, Now we have a praise team and musicians. Before we didn't have anything, but now we are growing, because we've let God work. We've let God's spirit flow, and we just want to keep on growing for the Lord. And maybe we're a small church now, but our vision is great, and we know that God is working and God isn't done with us yet. God bless you.